Yo, what's up, my creators, my entrepreneurs? I'm Morris Peace. I go by 96 Pieces on all social media platforms. What we're going to talk about right here is exactly why your content isn't converting. And we're going to do that by understanding how buyers actually think. So there's a couple questions we have to ask in order to know how they think. And look, like, comment, subscribe. I want to know your key takeaways of this video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment at the bottom of this video. Give me your key takeaways. I want to know if this was valuable at all. Questions for future videos. That would be so dope, so helpful. And even what I could do better. Okay, so let's dive in. We're going to put this together. We're going to understand how your dream clients think. Let's dive into it. So I'm going to put my big head, put it to the corner because it's not about me. It's about understanding this. So how buyers think ultimately is just market research, okay? But there's certain questions that we have to ask in order to truly know how they feel, to understand how they think. So here are a couple key things here. What we're looking for symptoms, not a diagnosis. It's not about us, it's about them, which is your dream client. The third thing is when you find the symptoms, consider the why. Why do they want this? Why don't they want this? Why are they saying this? And why are they thinking that? So the why is where the value is. It's not because of what they say. And this was like the biggest problem that I've had was I was just so focused on what they were saying, but I didn't question why they were saying what they were saying. And that was really the key. So why should you even care? What this is going to do is help shift you from having this expert mindset. And that's something, another thing I've just been so stuck on. But having the expert mindset to shifting over to the real reason people care about the stuff. This will also help you create messages and speak with your dream client across all your marketing efforts. Also, this is the core strategy that all your content will be centered around: your ads, emails, your short and long form videos, text, podcasts, audio stuff, etc. It also helps you understand why people think they want something, even though you know that they should have the other thing. So the better we do this, the better the offer we craft, if you don't already have the offer already and it's not validated, is going to be. So what we're looking for is symptoms, not diagnosing them. And here's what it really means. So when you're doing your market research or writing content to attract, nurture, convert your dream clients, you're not trying to play the doctor and tell your dream client what their real problem is, and that's the diagnosis. What we're looking to do is we want to understand and reflect back at what they're already feeling, noticing, or complaining about. And those are the symptoms. Now, for me particularly, I love to know why I should be doing something, because if I don't know why, I ain't finna do it. Let's just be real. So here's why it matters. So when you focus on the symptoms, you're speaking your dream client's language. If you jump straight into diagnosing them, you're going to sound like you're talking at them rather than talking with them or speaking with them. We risk sounding too smart, and there's not going to be any connection there. So it's not relatable. And then we miss the emotional hook that makes them say, oh my gosh, that's me. And that's what we want. So the why behind the rule: people don't buy what they need, they buy solutions to the things they feel, which is the things that they want. So if they feel stuck, burnt out, ignored, embarrassed, or that feeling of just being behind, this is going to be the entry point. Once you capture their attention through a symptom, then you can earn the right to guide them to the root cause, which is the diagnosis. This comes after, and this is the key point, this comes after they trust you. So I created a couple of examples. Let me put this, I'm putting my face over here to the side. So I created a couple of examples for a couple of different niches, people that I'm working with, that I've worked with. And here are some comparisons from a diagnosis to symptoms. So for online fitness coach, my online fitness coaches out there, here is a diagnosis. And by the way, this is just general. This is just general. Your metabolism is slow due to inconsistent calorie intake and lack of muscle. Here's a symptom. When we speak to the symptom, by the way. So you've tried every diet on TikTok and still feel stuck in the same body. And now you're just tired. So there's a difference between talking about or diagnosing what this thing is, and then talking about talking about the symptom. So talking at versus talking with. Now, I'm gonna speak about this a little bit later, but it's important to make sure that you understand. Well, let me put it this way: the more and clear you can get on who you're serving, then the better the outcomes is going to be when you do your market research. Okay, so designing for curvy women. Here's a diagnosis here. You're wearing cuts and materials not designed for your proportion. That's dope. But when we speak to the symptom, you hate shopping because nothing fits right. And when it does, it feels like your only option, but it's not your style. For a motivational speaker, diagnosis here, you're lacking vision and internal motivation due to unhealed identity wounds. Very professional. But when we speak to the symptom, you feel like you're meant for more, but you can't seem to get out of your own head. And this is causing you to be in your own way. As for a hairstylist, your hair is dehydrated, heat damaged, and needs professional treatment and care. But when we speak to the symptoms, you've been watching YouTube tutorials for months, but your hair still won't act right. Sis, you got to get it right. Or, hey, bro, you need to come out here and get that cut, that boost fade. You feel me? But, anyways, and you're over it. For a makeup artist, you're using the wrong foundation formulas for your skin type and your undertone. That's dope. But if we're speaking to the symptom, you want that flawless look, but somehow your makeup always creases, melts, or even you look older than you actually are. Real estate agents, and then the last one's going to be this t-shirt printing embroidery, because these are these are people that I'm currently working with or worked with in the past. So I'm just being that you're transparent. Hey, this video for y'all, big dog. But hey, again, you guys like, comment any other industries or niches, right? And I'll make some examples for that too. So for a real estate agent, diagnosis, you don't have clear home ownership roadmap or financial strategy. Symptom, you keep seeing other people buy homes while you feel stuck renting and unsure where to even start. It feels relatable. It opens people up for a conversation. And by the way, when you speak to the symptoms, I say this, I understand this, I've experienced this. The fastest path to cash is a what, y'all? Conversation. So speaking to the symptoms also opens up a conversation. That way, once you understand people, what they're feeling, stuff like that, you're able to then diagnose them, whatever that medicine looks like. It be your lead magnets, your low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket, whatever those offers look like. Okay. For a t-shirt printing and embroidery business, diagnosis: your designs lack wearability or aren't optimized for printing quality. But when we speak to the symptoms, you try making your own shirts or order something online, but they either faded, peeled, or look cheap after one wash. So here are the questions we're going to ask right here. By asking these questions, we're then going to have the information we need to craft the messages to attract your dream clients. So the dream client overview. So pretty much don't even pay attention to all this stuff right here at the top. I don't know even know if you guys are seeing me highlight this, but here are the questions. You want to know, oops, I'm already scrolling, who your ideal or your dream clients or customers are. Needs, personality, stage, life and business. Just to make things simplified, let's say if this may feel like too overwhelming for you, just who are your people? Why do you want to help them? Essentially, the best thing to do for that is just, what's your why? What's the reason behind that? Problems and the impact. What is their current problem? And when we talk about problems, we're talking about really the emotions behind what they're facing. What are the visible symptoms of their problem? So not your expert diagnosis, but their lived experience. What's the cost of them not taking actions? So what happens if they're not doing anything? If they do nothing? The why behind their thinking. The why behind their thinking. What are they questioning? What are they wondering, doubting, or unsure about? Why do they say they want? Oops. What do they say they want? Even if it's not what they really need, right? Because we want to talk about the wants rather than what people need. At the end of the day, a lot of people know, including myself, I'm guilty of it, that we need to be working out. But for me, I'd rather go on and have that double cheeseburger today. So a lot of people know what they need to be doing, but we rather just do this thing because we want to. So what do we say, or what do they say they want, even if it's not what they really need? What are they thinking or saying about their situation? What words are they using? And we want to know why they're using these words. So go in depth, ask why. Remember, that's where the value is, asking why. Desires and emotions. What is their desired situation? What emotions are they feeling because of all this? Frustrated, embarrassed, discouraged. What would be life changing for them if they got what they wanted? And again, we want to know why. Roadblocks resistance. What are the roadblocks stopping them from reaching their desired situation? Ask why. What have they already tried? What didn't work? And why? And it's going to be very redundant and repetitive, guys. So it's asking this and then asking why. Now, this is for offers. What is your big promise? Pretty much, what's the big solution that you're promising? And we already talked about the why. That's really at the top. So let's say you want to go back at that, you can replay this video or go back. What's your unique oh my gosh, I'm supposed to get tongue tied here. Oh my Lord, I need water when I do that. What's your unique mechanism? And this is just the process. So the high behind your offer, your process, your secret sauce. Why are you different? And here, this right here really helps you when it comes to social proof and talking about the transformations. But what are your achievements, proofs, wins, transformations you've created? Now, when talking about your achievements, this is the best way to do it. We want to talk about the before. So let's say we talk about your dream client here, or someone that you've already worked with, or something like that. You want to talk about what they were doing, what life was like before they came to you, during, so the process of it, and then what life looks like after your offer, your transformation. This right here will help you talk about this dream client in a way that helps resonate with other people that may be your next potential client. So by just simply having a before after picture, that's dope. But when you craft a story around the before, during, and the after, this just creates such a relatable presence with your potential customers, because they're saying like, oh, well, for some reason, a lot of people, including myself, sometimes like, oh, well, this person, let's say with your offer, this person was able to do that, but they just don't relate to the person. So by describing the before, the during, the after, it helps people put themselves in the other person's position and be like, oh, dang, I relate to that story. That could be me too. So that's the whole point of that. I just kind of went on a small tangent, but I wanted to make sure that was clear. Describe the before, during, and the after. And not only that, again, talk about your the wins, proofs, etc., etc., etc. Now, let's say you just a little bit lazy. The best way you can do that is you can take, let's say, your iPhone or whatever phone you have, go into your notes, and you can just leave a voice recording for each question. And then that way it can actually be in your tone. It can speak to the way that you talk and stuff like that. If you don't want to be a keyboard warrior or typing all day, or if you like me, maybe just type a little slow. And then it's just way fast. Oh, drop my phone. It's just way faster that way too. But if you're a fast typer, you don't mind typing, of course you can type. So with all these questions that you've then asked, and I'm going to make another video for this, but we're not going to talk about this video because I want to make sure that it's actionable, that you can apply, get it done within 24, 48 hours, and that this is just easy to do. But the next video, I'm going to show you how to leverage all this information by using any kind of AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. It necessarily don't matter. Okay, so from this point, we're then going to ask these questions to understand the why. And pretty much all you're doing right here. So the main part are these questions up here. This is going to be like your main joint. And then from there, you ask these questions to understand the why, but you're going to use this as more of a summary. So they're a X, they're struggling to X, which is creating X. They need to fix that because X. If they want that, they'll be able to X, and then which will be life changing because it will allow them to X. So the first one is describe dream client in great detail. They're struggling to do something, which is creating these problems. I recommend just the top three. But hey, if you have more than the top three, you don't mind putting the time for the top three, hey, go to 10. They need to fix that because they want this thing. And if they fix that, they'll be able to get this result, which would be life changing because it would allow them to achieve this big goal, which equals what they really want. So after your main market research, which is the above questions that we answered. Include this as a summary template for clarity. So for the final summary, understanding the why, you're going to fill that out. So they're using whatever it is. They're struggling to da da da. So pretty much you're just going to answer all this. This is just going to help you clearly speak to the symptom your dream clients feels and why it matters to them. So once you answer all this information here, and there's just a couple questions. You won't have to, trust me, you won't have to do this again unless you have a new offer or maybe you're just switching industries. But just do this for, I would say, for like really any product, or maybe if you're adding something totally different as far as a service. But this right here will help you understand how your buyers think. And yeah, so if this, again, if you found this video valuable, again, my name is Morris Peace. I go by 96 Pieces. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below about any key takeaways, about what I should film, record, whatever next, what I can even do better. Hey, man, all comments are welcome. All right, guys. Hey, thank you for watching. I hope this helped. If it didn't, just let me know. I'll make something new. I'll make some more catered to you. But all right, peace.